Yo, what up? It's B-Cide here. And I've been thinking about something lately. And it's this. The things that changed my life were never planned. When I was younger, I always wanted to be a musician. I always wanted to be a rock star. That part never changed. But I didn't think I'd become a rapper. Honestly, I really wanted to become a punk rock guitarist. Green Day made me want to pick up a guitar and start a band. Billy Joe he made me want to be a front man. And that was the dream, really. And the whole problem of it was, I had a guitar teacher that just wasn't a fit for me. He wanted to teach music one way, like the old school way, and go through everything, and I wanted to learn another way. And somewhere along the way, I realized guitar just wasn't clicking for me. And at the same time, my brother was listening to a lot of Master P and No Limit Records, and my friends were listening to a lot of old school hip hop. Then I found ICP, then I found Tech 9, and before I knew it, I was heading down a completely different road than the one I originally planned. And honestly, I'm grateful for it. Excuse me. But there was also a point where I thought maybe I'd become a lawyer. Maybe even make it all the way to be a judge. And, my father would have probably loved that. But life obviously had different plans for me. The school I went to, Notre Dame Junior Senior High School, wasn't really set up for somebody like me. I was in resource classes, people underestimated me there. And eventually, the path disappeared too. But something else showed up, entrepreneurship. Even when I was a kid, me and my brother were always trying to hustle something. We were selling at garage sales, selling things, keeping collectibles in mint pristine condition, then selling them later. When eBay came around, we were all over it. And that was when eBay first started, man. So, looking back, the entrepreneurial side has always been there. I just didn't really realize it at the time. And then came the biggest thing I never really planned, and that was MS. Because if you would have told me 20 years ago that I'd end up in a wheelchair, I would have honestly thought my life was over. And honestly, for a while, I really wasn't sure what my future looked like. But, here's what's crazy. MS really didn't end my story. It changed my story. Because now, I'm talking to people from all over the world every day on TikTok. I'm making YouTube videos. I'm still making music. I'm still building businesses. I'm still creating things. I'm still connecting with people. And, none of that was part of the original plan. When I look back, almost none of the biggest things in my life happened the way I thought they would. And honestly, I'm really grateful that they didn't. Because if life had gone according to my plan, I'd probably be doing something completely different than what I am right now. And the truth is, right now is honestly the happiest that I've ever been. Which is kind of crazy because, considering everything that's happened to me and everything. But really, it's a true thing. The things that changed my life were never really planned. And maybe that's okay. Or maybe it's planned somewhere in a big book somewhere. Maybe God's got the plan and he knows what's up. But stay strong, stay wicked, like, subscribe, comment, share to somebody that might need this. All right, peace out. It's B-Side.